let's indulge in some Formula One.
I like the fact that you've already used the word indulge, and the reason for that is because the automatic assumption is that are we calling it for one? Is that the title you went for?
I don't know. F1.
Okay,
F1
for
is
one.
fine.
So when I was a kid, my dad took me to see Le Mans at the cinema. And I have a really clear memory of it, firstly because I didn't really understand how any of the 24-hour thing worked. But ever since then, I've had this sort of thing that motor racing movies are inherently exciting because I was taken by my dad to see Le Mans. So back in the 60s, we had Grand Prix, which included like real life racing footage and movie stars, and then cameo appearances by drivers, including Formula One champions. And then in the 90s, Top Gun director Tony Scott gave us Days of Thunder, starring Tom Cruise, which featured, race footage and appearances by real-life NASCAR racers. Now we have F1 the movie, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who helmed the recent Top Gun sequel that we all enjoyed so much, starring Brad Pitt and featuring real-life race footage and cameos by more Formula One champions. So this is essentially top days of Grand Prix with a smidgen of post-Senna and post-Rush rivalry and a whole lot, and I mean a whole lot, of Brad Pitt superstar sparkle. I mean, basically, they could have called it Brad Pitt in a fast car or Brad Pitt in cars. So Brad Pitt is Sonny Hayes. He's a former top racer, now turned gambler and drifter who lives in his van. He travels from one low-rent racing event to the next. He's very much off the grid, sort of. I'm struggling for the word. He's a bit of a maverick, Simon. He's a man who feels the need for speed, but who's haunted by dreams of a terrible thing that happened, a crash that derailed his budding career.
Oh no!
Then there's Ruben, owner of the Formula One team, who comes looking for Sonny to bail him out because his team is in the doldrums and he's going to be out if he doesn't win soon. He's got a young rookie driver, Joshua, played by Damson Idris, who he's a rising star, but he's the antithesis. He's the antithesis of Sonny. So they're like chalk and cheese, Simon. Like it's one of the old school, new school. They clash on and off the track, and they both get a bit of a rush from the conflict. You want to hear a clip?
Oh, I'd love to hear a clip, please.
Some people look at Sonny Hayes. They see a guy who lives in a van, a gambling junkie who missed his shot, the best that never was. But I see possibility.
And if you don't love me now, you'll never.
My rook is a phenomenal talent, but he's young.
Ever break the chain.
You plus him, boom, I got a team.
I can't still.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
Oh, boom, hard burn. So look, basically, as you can tell, it's grand days of Top Thunder pre-Rush Gun Maverick, and that is what it is. And the question of whether or not that's a problem is up to you. So I saw it in IMAX, okay? And
wow, that would have been a big thing.
Exactly. Grand days of Top Thunder pre-Rush Gun Maverick in IMAX. And the thing is, one of the things they've done with this is nowadays they're making smaller IMAX cameras. So they've got the IMAX cameras mounted on the cars, and they're mounted. It looks like the drivers are actually in the cars, because apparently the drivers are in the cars. And then the cars are going really, really fast, and the IMAX cameras are catching the cars going really, really fast at hair-raising speeds. And so you think, okay, this is, and it really, honestly, in terms of the excitement of some of the previous road racing movies, this is, watching this on a big screen, you think, okay, that is terrifyingly fast, really, really fast. I have a friend who is a sports insider and a big F1 fan. And he texted me to ask, he said, is F1 any good? Because he said they've been filming it for ages at all the races, and they seem to get full access to the whole of F1. which apparently they have had. So lots and lots of stuff shot at real life races, driver cameos, Lewis Hamilton, producer credit, all that stuff. Does it have the interpersonal depth and rivalry of films like Senna and Rush? No. The screenplay, which is by Joseph Kosinski and Aaron Kruger, is formulaic to the point that it's almost parodic. I mean, you could watch the first 10 minutes of the film, stop the film, give somebody a cigarette packet and say, right, write the back of the rest of the movie on that, and they would do it. I mean, the characters are paper thin, with the exception of Kerry Condon, who is very good as the team's technical director, and Sarah Niles, who is Bernadette Pierce, who is the mother of the young rival racer, who is very, very good. There's a very funny line when she first sets eyes on Brad Pitt, because she keeps getting told, "Is this old guy? Is this old guy? Is this old guy? Is this old guy?" And he walks in and she goes, "Handsome man." And in a way, that's the point, because despite all the fast car stuff, and despite all the IMAX cameras mounted on the thing, the real star of the film is Brad Pitt's smile. Because the thing with Brad Pitt is, I was thinking about this while I was watching the film, Brad Pitt's major selling point is he doesn't look like he's trying. You know, when you watch Tom Cruise, whether it's Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick or Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, Tom Cruise looks like he's trying really, really hard to entertain. It's one of Tom Cruise's most endearing qualities. He literally looks like he will do anything to entertain you. I'll throw myself off that building. I'll throw myself under that train. I'll drive a motorbike off the side of that. I'll do all of that stuff. Brad Pitt just looks like, hey, I'm Brad Pitt. And he's got, particularly when you watch in IMAX, there is something about Brad Pitt's face that, I mean, he's a proper movie star. He's a movie star in the manner of Steve McQueen. And in fact, there is a very direct reference to Steve McQueen in this, in a habit that his character has that's absolutely, it's Steve McQueen. And I was trying while I was watching the film to think of something smart about Pitt stop and Pitt go and,
Pit lane.
I know. Oh, Pit lane. Very good, very good, very good. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It is absolutely, and I'll say this again because I'm proud of it, grand days of Top Thunder pre-Rush Gun Maverick. But it's got Brad Pitt doing the, hey, I'm Brad Pitt. And there's something about his screen presence, particularly on a massive, massive IMAX screen, that when you come out of a sequence which is, the camera hurtling along a racetrack. You and I once went to a Formula One thing because we did a broadcast from there in a previous incarnation of this show. And somebody said, "Do you want to go down and have a look?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, fine." And we went down to the side of the track, and Formula One looked like this. New. And that was it. I mean, the cars went past at like 100 billion miles an hour, and
I don't think you've done true justice to the one thing which you do not pick up on the television is the incredible volume that everything is conducted at. Because obviously they have to regulate the levels and everything so you can hear the commentator. But the sound, the sheer level, the bone crushing sound from the cars was the thing that I was impressed with.
But it is like a rocket going past. I mean, it goes past in a split second. You can't see anything. And then they go, and then, and there we are. Anyway, so that's what it is. It's Brad Pitt goes fast and then smiles at you in a slightly cheeky way. And I sort of, it's the very definition of a bucket of popcorn movie. See it on a huge big screen. Do not go in expecting complex storytelling or anything that you hadn't seen before, except you probably haven't seen it done this efficiently and with this much star wattage. And as I said, the key thing for me is Tom Cruise looks like he's really trying to entertain you, and Brad Pitt just looks at you and goes, "I'm Brad Pitt." And you go, "Yeah, you are, aren't you?" Hey, Simon, apparently we've got 20 seconds to tell people how fabulous NordVPN is.
Okay, 1, you get access to streaming services in other countries. 2, you save money on booking holidays as well as having premium cybersecurity on your devices, and all for the price of a coffee a month.
To get your exclusive NordVPN deal, go to nordvpn.com/KMTake for a huge discount on your NordVPN plan and a bonus gift.
It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the description below. Below.